Well, hey there, everyone. This is Richard from Cowboy Survival. Hope you're having a great summer. Hey, what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at a new knife that I've got. Now, many of you have this knife, but many of you don't. It is the BPS Advnturer knife. Now, I've got the BPS Bushmate that I've had for quite a while. I did a video on this. I really like this knife. I like the wood handle on it. I like the way that the handles can be tightened. It's got some nuts here for it. It's got a nice Scandi blade on it. I put a little lanyard on the end of it. I really like this blade. Now, I went and got the Advnturer because it's just a little bit bigger. So we're going to compare and contrast these two knives and see which one might be better for our purpose. Okay, so this is what the knife comes in. It comes in this cardboard box. It says BPS knives here, and it says down here, made in Ukraine. So this is a Ukrainian knife. It's distributed, I think, by Dutch Bushcraft Knives. It's really kind of a nice product. One of the things I like about this product is that everything comes, except for the knife and the contents itself, all the packaging is biodegradable, so you're not going to do anything to damage the environment. It doesn't use that plastic stuff that you see in a lot of knives, no plastic blister pack or anything like that. So it's really kind of nice that it's just got nice cardboard and biodegradable materials. In fact, it's got the little biodegradable symbol right there. I don't know if you can see it. Now, when we open the box, we pull this out, and what we're going to see is that's going to be my blade right there. I know that, because I've gotten that, it's the way it was when I got the other one. Then we'll pull out our sheath right here. Now, this sheath is a little bit different than the sheath for the Bushmate. So let's take a look at the sheath first. First of all, here's the sheath for the Bushmate, and here is the sheath for the Advnturer. Now, they're a little different color, but that's because this one has been out of the box a while, and this one is brand new. But I really like the way this sheath is done here. They're both very thick leather. The stitching is nice and stout. It's got a little slot over here for the striker. So this does come with a striker. I will add some elastic bungee cord to this, as I did to this one. So this one did not come with elastic bungee cord, but I put it on there so that when this loosens up, and it will loosen up over time, when it loosens up over time, I can just put this down here and it's not going to come out. And I'll do the same thing with this one here. Now, the sheaths do have a little bit different marking. You'll notice the Bushmate has a DPK sheath. This says it's a BPS knives sheath here, so it doesn't have the DBK logo on it the way the Bushmate does. So I'll set this over to the side. So again, it's formed to the knife blade. It's got this little item right here. Now, the first time you put this in, this is going to be really tight, and it's going to be hard to get that in there. And you're just going to have to work it. It's just going to take time to get that worked in there. It's really tight. So we'll turn it to the side, and we will push that on through. And so you're gonna have to work on that. I'll have to work on that, because over time that will loosen up dramatically. So you want to go ahead and put this in there as soon as you can, because it'll start to stretch that leather, and it'll help that leather to take this, and so you take it in and out. You don't want to have this thing to be so hard to get to pull out like it is right now that you can't pull it out when you need it. But it'll take time to work that leather. It's got a nice dangle here on it, which is really nice. And you could, the one thing, you cannot remove these dangles unless you cut the metal. So if you want now, you could put this directly on your belt if you want to. It's only going to take about 1.5 inch belt. It's not going to take a 2-inch belt. This loop will. The loop will take a 2-inch belt. This will not. That'll only take a 1.5 inch belt, so bear that in mind. But I kind of like the dangle. The problem with a fixed blade knife, if you carry it on your hip or on your thigh, is that if you bend suddenly and the knife doesn't happen to give with your waist, it could jam into your leg, because that's a solid piece right there. Even though that's leather, it's still solid. It's not going to bend because the knife inside it's not going to bend, and it could jam into your leg and injure you. So I like dangles on a fixed knife blade, because that way it's going to dangle and it's going to be more easy for it to move around and not accidentally stab you in the leg. So let's take a look at the blade, and we'll compare the two blades. Let's set this sheath aside for right now. So we're going to do the blade, and as I said, the blade comes wrapped in this wax paper, so that's going to be something that we'll we'll just discard, and it will be again, it's biodegradable just like the box is. I don't keep my BPS boxes because they're not very substantial boxes, so they're going to sort of decline anyway. So there's a little sticker here. I don't know why I'd keep that, but I got that little piece there for BPS knives. It does come with a nice little blade. You'll probably need to clean this. They usually come with some oil on them, so you'll probably need to clean it. I kind of like to keep my my little covers here because there are times when I might want to use those when I've got them in the house. And you can see this. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a lot of oil on that knife, and that's fine. I like that. It comes oiled. It's pretty oily, I will tell you, but that's okay. I'm going to take this cloth. That's what this is for. It's basically this paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe that off of there. You want to oil your knives once in a while. It's good for them. So that cleans up the knife. You see, I got the gun oil came off on that really well. I don't know if it's gun oil. I said gun oil. I don't know what kind of oil it is, actually. So you've got your knife. Boy, that thing is sharp, too. I just happened to hit my finger on it, and I could tell it was sharp. It's got a Scandi blade on it. So if you compare these two blades, they're very similar. Obviously, the Adventurer is larger. It does not come with the lanyard. You will have to add a lanyard if you want one. I like having a lanyard on my knives just because it looks cool, and it gives me a little bit of paracord to mess with it if I should need some. Obviously, this knife is about an inch longer or so than the Bushmate, and it's deeper. So the blade is deeper from top to bottom than the Bushmate is also. Now, they're about the same thickness, so that's fine. The handle on the Bushmate just a tad bit smaller. I don't know if you can see that, but the Adventurer is meant to be a larger blade. This is a larger bushcraft blade. It's got this nice little choil right here. I'm not really sure what that's for, but it's got that there anyway. It does say Bushmate right on the side. And let's see if it tells us what kind of steel it is. It says it's carbon steel 1066, so that's going to be pretty good steel for sharpening, I do believe. Again, Scandi grind is kind of a good kind of grind to sharpen. You don't have to worry about a curvature. You're pretty much just doing a flat grind here, and you just get the blade on the surface, and you can just pull. I like to pull mine rather than push them, but you pull it across your sharpening area, and that will keep that blade nice and sharp. I would recommend you sort of resharpen your knife, or at least hone it a little bit after every single use. And you probably want to clean it as well. One of the interesting things I'm noticing about this is that it's got the little rivets here on either side. You can unscrew them from either side. Whereas on the Bushmate, you've got places here where you can tighten those. Yeah, you can on that one too. Okay, so they're on both sides. So you can tighten that on both sides. These are a little bit different. They're not shiny silver like the other ones, but they're nice. I like the wood. I like a wood handle on a knife. I think something about a wood handle feels very natural, feels very appropriate. It's going to soak up the oils of your hand over time. You're going to want to clean these handles from time to time because they will get a lot of dirt on them. They'll get a lot of oils from your hand, a lot of grime from your hand. So just cleaning them up once in a while with a little bit of soap and water, not anything fancy, just to clean the surface of it. But as it absorbs the oil from your hands, that's going to actually sort of age the wood just a little bit. This blade was a little lighter when I got it. Now it's darker, again, because I use it quite a bit. So that blade is really nice, and it's going to be really great for striking. One of the differences between a knife like this, which is marketed as a bushcraft knife, and a knife that's not marketed as a bushcraft knife, maybe a survival knife, is that bushcraft knives are going to have a better grind on the spine. They're going to be more square on the spine, and it's going to have more of that 90-degree angle, which is going to allow you to get better sparks from your ferro rod. And let me demonstrate that. Okay, so I managed to get this out of that really tight hole right there. I don't remember my Bushmate being that tight when I first got it, but this is pretty tight. I'm going to have to move it in and out and keep it in there a lot to try to kind of make it easier to get out. But we'll take that now and we'll try to do some sparks with this. And we'll see we can do sparks with my Bushmate. It sparks pretty good. Okay, let's see how the new Adventurer does when I'm sparking. Here's my new adventurer. So we'll do a little scraping, then we go. Wow. Look at that. That's amazing. That thing really does a super job. Holy mackerel. And so we're going to use it to try to light a fire starter. And I'm going to use one that's a little tougher to light. This isn't as easy as a cotton round would be. This is one of those fire starters from Go Fire. I buy these. You can buy a whole bag of these things for like $5 at Walmart. They're really inexpensive and really nice little fire starters. It's like, I don't know, it's like fat wood shavings or something, or just wood shavings that are embedded with wax. They don't really have any chemicals in them, but they're really good for starting fires. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and I'm going to demonstrate how this knife is really good at, well, I got a bunch of gunk on there, don't I? How this knife is really good at striking a ferro rod. Now, one of the things is the difference between a knife like this, which is designed as a bushcraft knife, and a knife that's not designed as a bushcraft knife, is that on a bushcraft knife, your spine is going to be ground to a really nice 90-degree angle. It's going to strike a ferro rod really, really well, and you want it to be able to strike that ferro rod well. You want to be able to make sure that you get good sparks off of this. Something like a more companion, which I really enjoy, is a nice knife, but it doesn't come with a nice 90-degree spine. If you want that nice 90-degree spine, you're going to have to put one on that more companion yourself. Most bushcraft knives are going to come with a really good spine. And you can see I've actually already used this ferro rod some. I was testing it out earlier before I actually started the camera. So we're going to take it now, and we're going to take this and we're going to see if we can't light this this little bundle right here and see what happens with that. We got 3 sparks from this knife and this ferro rod, and that lit just fine. I think that's kind of what you want to see happen when you start a fire. You don't want to have to be striking all night long. Now, probably the funny thing is, as I strike this more and more, it's going to make that ferro rod smaller. It might fit easier in the little holder on my sheath. Another thing I want you to think about when you are batoning with this knife. Now, this knife is going to be good for batoning. It's got a great edge for it, and it's also got a nice thick spine for that. But when you've got wooden scales on a knife like this and you start pounding on it as you split through a log, these scales could move. Okay, that's one of the reasons I like the fact that these screws are in here. If the scales move, you can readjust them and then tighten that down. No problem at all. Right now, out of the box, they're very smooth. In fact, I would recommend go ahead and get you an Allen wrench. When you first get this thing, get you an Allen wrench. Go ahead and tighten up those screws. Make sure they're good and tight before you start doing any batoning or anything like that with this knife. It'll work for batoning just fine, but once the scales get all out of whack and you have to it's hard to straighten them up, go ahead and get it tightened right at the beginning, and you won't have to worry about that being a problem. Now, I'll do a couple things. As I said, I'm going to put bungee on this. I'm going to put a little cordage on this, some paracord with sort of a lanyard, sort of like I did with my Bushmate, and I'll put that on there as well. I like this knife because, like I said, it's bigger and it allows me to do more things in the woods with it. And it's not a hard knife to sharpen, even when I'm out in the woods. So one of the things about this knife you'll also notice is that it fits in the sheath really well. It's nice and snug in that sheath. It's not going to come out of that sheath. When you put that knife down in there, you can shake that knife all day long and it's not coming out of there. It's just not going to come out because it's in that nice and sheath. That's one of the nice things about leather. It will hold a knife in there. You don't have to worry about some kind of a clicking or retention. It's going to hold that knife in there really snug, depending on how tightly you want to put it in. I like to put mine in pretty tight so that when I need to pull it, I can. And if I have to use 2 hands, I'm okay with that. I'm not so much, I gotta be coming out with 1 hand. Now, if there are times when you might want it to be able to be one-handed, but I'll be honest with you, with this dangle, it's kind of hard to do it one-handed. But I like this because the retention is really nice. And of course, the retention on the Bushmate is just the same. Both of these knives, there's something earthy and wonderful about a wooden handle knife with a leather sheath, just really, really nice. Now, you'll also notice that I got this back in here. I can now put this in just after a couple times of using it and a couple times putting it in and out. It becomes a lot easier to pull in and out, and it will get even easier over time. So just a matter of working that blade some. So bigger knife, smaller knife, that's my new one. I really like it. I'm going to start wearing it more, taking it with me when I go in the woods. This one's a little bit smaller. I think I'll take this one when I'm just going on a short trip, this one if I'm going on a longer trip. But all in all, I think both of these are good knives, the Bushmate and the Adventurer. Well, that's my BPS Adventurer. I really like this knife. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? I've got a wooden handle. I've got a Scandi grind. Got a nice spine on the back for striking a ferro rod. Nice thick piece of 1066 steel. A nice leather sheath that's going to retain that knife really, really well. A dangler to put on my belt. Man, this is everything I could ask for in a bushcraft knife. And it comes at a great price. You can go to Amazon, get this for about, I think, $35 if I remember right. I was really, really pleased with the price on this. Matter of fact, I'll put a link to this to Amazon. If you want to get this knife, you can. I recommend it. I think this is a great, great knife for anybody who's going to be going out into the woods. It's just going to be a workhorse for you. So again, that link is down below. Remember, I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you click on the link and buy a knife, I may get a small commission. I don't know. I haven't gotten anything from Amazon in months, so people obviously aren't clicking on that link. But if you decide to click on the link, go ahead. Now, if you like the video, I'd like to have you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscription button. Again, we're still trying to get to 11,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. Not making a lot of progress. We're stuck at around 10,500, but that's okay. So we're just glad you're all watching the video. But if you do click that subscription button, hit that notification bell so that you will be alerted each time we have a new video come out. Now, I'm going to be traveling a lot over the next couple of weeks, so if you don't see a video next week, don't panic. I just don't know if I'm going to have time to get videos done and out. I've got to travel some for work, but I will be back going full steam come the end of August, and so I may miss a week or two, but in the meantime, remember what we always say: go outdoors, stay strong, stay prepared, and have a blessed day.